Hi guys. So as you can see today, the topic we're going to explore in a picker card reading, as well as some sort of a like explanation or intro, is about higher selves. Okay. I'm going to make it a little bit short, although I have a lot to talk on this topic. However, I'm going to make it slightly short if possible. Okay. uh, so, what is the higher self? Okay, the higher self is basically the God version, or the spirit, or the supra conscious version of you. Okay, you here in 3D reality are of a certain level of consciousness. Okay, however, your higher self is the supra consciousness, the one that is mag that has a magnified level of consciousness. Okay, because that is your God self, it has the consciousness which is of the highest level. All right, so you would have heard in a lot of like religious books or epics or mythology, that God is within us, right? Like, what do they mean when they say God is within us? What they mean is the higher self, actually. Okay, the God within us is our higher self. All right, the supra consciousness, the highest consciousness, the version of God. Now, okay, so that is a very like that's a very generic way of like telling you about what a higher self really is. Now, I'm going to give an example so that you kind of understand, what exactly I mean in like a 3D level, on a 3D level. Okay. So, funnily enough, Spirit gave me the, example of a cell phone. Okay. Because that is something that we use mostly these days. Okay. That's the most common example. So, let's say you here in 3D consciousness are a basic cell phone. Okay, so you can only like use your cell phone to make calls or receive calls, or to send messages. Okay, you know how it used to be like 15-20 years back. Okay, so that is your consciousness. That's your 3D consciousness. That's what you are when you're not awoken. All right, when you're not spiritually awake, right? You are like a basic cell phone. All right, now what happens, what like if you look at the example of a cell phone, as the years have gone by, as technology has improved, um, cell phones have become smartphones, right? You can access any website anywhere in the world, and you can get information, data, streaming stuff. Everything is available now because of the upgrades that have happened, right? It's the same way with the higher self. Okay, when you are not conscious, when you are not awoken to your spiritual potential, when you are spiritually not awake, you are a basic telephone, all right, or a basic cell phone, right? Only able to receive or make calls and messages. But when you ascend, when you spiritually start ascending, right, when you start opening up basically to your soul, to your spirituality, that's when your system keeps upgrading. Okay, that is how I would liken it to a cell phone. Okay, constant spiritual upgrades to your operating system. All right, which is your brain, your soul, your consciousness. Basically, constant upgrades to that is going to make you finally reach your higher self. All right, like now let us say a person in the 3D who is not awoken to their soul, to their spirit, to they have not had any kind of a spiritual awakening. They are almost like functioning on a like functioning like a ordinary cell phone without all the jazz. Okay, however, when the when they start upgrading, when they start opening up, when their operating system, starts, like changing, upgrading, right? That is when they start the journey to connecting and merging with their higher self. All right? It's really that simple. Okay? Now, when you do merge with your higher self, and I will say that this is a journey, okay, as you know, like from a basic cell phone to the smartphone that we have right now, there have been so many operating system upgrades, right? We keep getting, like, to upgrade this operating system every like 1 month, 3 months, whatever. And with each upgrade, we have different features. With each upgrade, your cell phone becomes more and more smarter, more able to access different things. There are more apps, etc. You know what I mean, right? A spiritually awakened person is someone who has gone through many, many spiritual upgrades. Okay? And that is why they have become a spiritually smart person, like a smartphone. All right? It's the simplest way of putting it. Honestly, it was so funny when Spirit gave me this example. I'm like, oh my gosh, that actually makes sense, right? Now, the thing is that, merging with your higher self, it's never going to be complete. Okay, one thing I know is that there is never an end to learning. All right, even the most ascended of people, even the most spiritually advanced of people, still will have, still have lessons to learn, because the soul keeps growing, the soul keeps wanting to experience, right? It keeps wanting to ascend. All right, so there's never going to be a point in time where you're like absolutely in your higher self, like, you are like God incarnate. Okay, you will still have lessons to learn, because honestly speaking, if you really were your higher self, like totally merged with with your higher self, you wouldn't be here on this planet. Okay, because honestly, I consider Earth a planet of learning. All right, if you are so ascended, then you would not be, like lounging around here. Okay. So, anyways, this is a very simple way of understanding the higher self. Okay, the more spiritual upgrades you imbibe within yourself, the more you are going to merge with your higher self, the more you will become like your higher self. Okay, if you look back, at, let's say, mythology. Okay, let's say you've read certain books on mythology, or you've read certain religious epics. Okay, you will see that there are stories in those epics which tell of higher selves, which tell of beings who have, to a large extent, merged with their higher self, right? Like the stories about gods and goddesses of the past, right? This These gods and goddesses that we've heard of, that we've read about or watched films on, were actually people who were quite well merged with their higher self. How do you know that you are in the process or on the journey of connecting with your higher self, right? The first way to know this is obviously if you've had a spiritual awakening, then you will know that, you will be in this mode of like, just kind of like, you've just woken up, you're like, oh my gosh, what was I doing till now? Okay, why did I not understand this? This was so simple, right? That kind of stuff. Most of the people, when they start this journey, are going to be in a bit of a shock, okay, because they've just had a spiritual awakening and they finally understand that, like the world that they have been living in, it was like they were semi asleep, okay, or mostly asleep. All right. Okay, so when you wake up, you are going to have this sense of like, feeling as though you're an odd one out in this world, because you understand, because you're finally connecting with your higher self, right? The second thing that's going to happen to you when you start connecting with your higher self is your psychic abilities opening up. Okay, now um, this is a major symptom of spiritual awakening to your higher self. All right. So you might start having things like visions, and you'll have start having feelings, sensations. Some might start having spiritual downloads. Some might start remembering memories from past lives. All of that stuff will start happening. Okay, once you have started that journey to merging with your higher self. Okay, so that is one of the ways, or rather one of the indicators for you to understand that you are indeed awakening and merging to your higher self. Okay, now one thing I really want to like talk about in this symptom about psychic abilities. Okay, see, a lot of people can open up psychic abilities without being spiritually awake. All right, this could happen because they have been training for it, or they're born with it, or something triggers it off. Psychic abilities are not an indicator of you being highly spiritually evolved. Okay, because there have been many stories right throughout history where psychic abilities and power, because psychic abilities honestly will give you power, right? Psychic abilities have been used for not for the highest good, like for thing basically using any power is like neutral, right? When you can use the power for good or you can use it for bad. This is the same thing with psychic abilities. You can use psychic abilities for good or for bad. All right, you can look back in history or mythology or religion to understand where power was used for good, and also when power was used for not very good things. Okay, so when just because someone has amazing psychic abilities, or they can see the future, or you know um, they can access 5D, or access past lives or kashik, blah blah, whatever. Just because a person has psychic abilities does not mean that they are highly spiritually evolved or something like that. Okay, it is just a power that they have tapped into. So it's very important for you to understand that. All right, because what happens firstly, if you confuse these two things, what might happen is that first of all, you might start considering that other person who has these abilities as someone like, you can basically get codependent on that person. You can start feeling like that person is like a guide or a guru or something like that for you, when that person is actually just having good psychic abilities. All right, the second thing that might happen, and this could happen to you, right? Like you could tap into psychic abilities, let's say, without being knowledgeable enough about spirituality, right? And then you can start having some sort of a superiority complex, that like, oh gosh, I'm god. Like, honestly, this is something I really want to talk about. Okay, it's called spiritual arrogance. All right, now I have seen some people, like I've talked to in the past. Especially the manifestors. All right, they're like, you can manifest anything in the world. Think of yourself as a god. Okay, and there's no limits for god. All that is fine, but have you really become a god? Right, that's the biggest thing, right? So they would say, yeah, we're already gods. I'm just like, I'm just realized now I'm a god, and I can create, I can manifest anything that I want, and at any time that I want. And so I asked a really simple, I was talking to someone who was saying something like this, and you know so there was something that they had wanted in their life to manifest at a certain time. Okay, and so I simply asked a very simple question. I'm like, so why is it that this thing that you are wanting to manifest is taking so much time? If there's nothing like divine timing, if there's nothing like a superior god, okay, if you are god, then why is it that you are so frustrated about something not happening that you are wanting to manifest? There was no answer. So this is what I'm saying, guys. Like, even with spirituality, please avoid being spiritually arrogant. Okay, this is something I have come across in so many people these days, okay, like you know that this is an age of awakenings and ascension and all of that, and just one upgrade does not mean that you have become your higher self, does not mean that you have become a god, okay. Just because you can access, let's say, the whole of past lives, okay, or let's say you have psychic abilities such as having visions and having some sort of a precognition about what's going to happen, or let's say you have this a beautiful ability of connecting with the higher realms, okay, like your star seed family, or the divine, that kind of stuff, okay. Just because you have those abilities does not mean that you have reached your highest spiritual potential. Like I said, if you're still here, then you are going to have to learn. You have many more upgrades. We are constantly upgrading, constantly learning. All right, so it's very important for you guys to understand that no one really is like the highest god, okay. No one is the most self-realized person in the whole world, okay. I don't think any messiah or guru or teacher or spiritual leader has ever said that I am the only one. And even if that is something that you think they said, that might have been misconstrued or miswritten or non got lost in translation or something. No one would ever say that I am god, like I'm the most realized person in the world. I mean, I have come across this kind of a tendency for people, to actually become like that, and that leads to spiritual ego, and that's so far away from what spirituality really teaches us, okay. Be humble. I mean, humility is something that is a godly trait, okay. I really feel that, and I have seen so many people in this line of work who actually have certain spiritual upgrades and think that that's it, like they have reached the highest, the penultimate. It's not like that. Okay, so please be aware of this, okay. Please don't get into spiritual pride, all right. um, or get codependent on anybody, who is claiming to be the most superior one or something like that, okay. Everyone has guides and gurus, but the main mode of a guide or a guru is to make you connect with your own self, to make you realize your own god self, right? Not someone who's going to make you codependent on them and get you, like, for example, let's say there's a psychic or a tarot reader, uh, who's really good at prediction, all right, or let's just say even an astrologer or a religious person who does rituals and stuff. Let's say that person has been right in your case, like many times, okay. Let's just take the example of me, okay. Maybe I've been right in your readings like 10 times, right? And then like you keep coming back to me and you get codependent because you think that like shaina's got something, shaina is something, and shaina is nothing major. Shaina is just a normal person just like you, okay. um what I generally do when people start getting codependent on me is I stop reading. I honestly do that because when you start getting codependent or a guru or a messiah or a teacher or a leader, you stop your own development. You stop your links to your own higher self because you're taking someone else's guidance. Let your own soul guide, only then can you merge with your higher self. All right, so be careful, guys, in kind of like getting too codependent on on these sort of tools, okay, or people for that matter, right? Anything that is giving you some sort of a truthful answer once or twice doesn't mean that you keep going to that person and get yourself stuck there. You will not evolve, then you will not listen to your own guidance, all right. So make sure that you look into your own inner guidance. It's very important, all right. Now the third thing that and that's a little mini thing that I would like to say is that, let's just say that you are very realized as well, okay. Let's say your system is like highly upgraded. Okay. um okay. And I have seen, and I don't know why I keep going to the spiritual ego thing, because I don't know, I've got that. I've seen so many people become that way and just go off track. It's like, uh, when you become realized, and when you start having these psychic abilities, and when you start thinking that you've reached your highest self, and you are the higher self, and you are God and all that, okay, you fail to, or rather you forget, or you don't want to believe that there is something called a supreme God. Okay, there is something called the creator God. Okay, I'm going to give an example. When you look at a company, okay, there are different levels of management, right? It's the same way. Okay, your CEO, or the owner or the founder of the company is the supreme god, and after that will be, like, I don't know, the board of directors. After that, there's going to be uh, the VPs or AVPs, and then the lower levels. Okay, so think of it like that. It is a management system. Like, the universe has to be managed. I'm going to give a very, very, like, down to earth example. The universe has to be managed, right? And like, there is a need for a hierarchy of sorts, to manage certain areas. Otherwise, there would be chaos. Okay, however, even in the universe, right, even if you look at the whole universe, all right, there is there is a creator god, that is the supreme god. Okay, you cannot say that you are the supreme god. Like, honestly speaking, okay, let's just take a top down perspective, right? um you know if I were to say that you are supreme god, like, if you really were, you would be knowing exactly all the problems that are going on this planet and other planets, what each soul was suffering and what each soul was not suffering. Okay, what a soul wants, blah blah blah. You should know all that, but you don't know all that, do you? Do you know that? Like, do you know what's going on, like, with, let's say, a soul who is placed on Mars? If there's life there. Okay, there is, but we'll get into that some other time. But, like, do you know that? You can't. So you can't call yourself like the god. No one is the god. Okay, so this is where I would say that the aspect of surrender and humility comes in. Okay, the moment you realize that, yes, you are spiritually awoken, however, you are not omnipotent, you are not all seeing. That's when a certain sort of humility comes in. Humility is very important in spirituality. I have seen so many, like, gurus, leaders, teachers, because of the public acclaim, have become kind of like, a little up in their up in their ego. Okay, but like I was saying, that, like, don't let that sort of arrogance come into you. Okay, be humble. That is when, you will learn more to surrender to a higher power, because there are powers higher and higher and higher. Yes, the gods we worship, those are, they exist in an energetic form, definitely. That's one hierarchy of it, right? And then we go on to above the gods, there is going to be a creator God, the one omnipotent God who knows everything about every soul in the whole universe. There is a God like that. So surrender. Surrender comes from humility. So always remember that humility is very important, in spiritual ascension. Okay, now coming to the fact that, like, how do you connect with your higher self? Well, I would say the best way, this is something, your spiritual awakening will happen at the right time, is what I feel. Okay, you can't push a spiritual awakening. When you're supposed to be awake, you are going to be awake. Like, I got spiritually awake when like, just about, like, what, it's 3 years now. Yeah, 3 years now, right? So, like, most of the time, most of my life, I have been, like, like a zombie. All right, but once, I mean, even though I wanted to, like, even since the age of 18, I wanted to know, but time was not right. Okay, anyways, so what I was saying was that your spiritual awakening is going to happen at the right time. Okay, after that, your psychic abilities are going to start arising. You're going to start getting knowledge, more and more understanding of the world, and this whole understanding of the world, of different worlds, information, knowledge, spiritual downloads, all that is a part of you merging with your higher self. Okay, now remember one thing which is very important is that sometimes the signals get mixed up. Okay, if let's say you've had a spiritual download and it is something like, it says something like it holds elements of anger or revenge or something like that, then that's not your higher self talking. Okay, that's just your brain getting, your ego and your higher self getting mixed up. Okay, so it's very important for you to understand whether it is your higher self talking or it is your ego talking. Okay, because your higher self will never have any extremes of emotion. Okay, it's going to be only love based. Let's just take an example. you know um Someone betrayed you. Okay, let's just say someone betrayed you, a friend or a lover or something like that, and like you're seething and you want to like get back to the person, and then you sleep and then you get up and then you feel like you've had a spiritual download, and that download tells you that you know to kind of like manifest a breakup, between that person who betrayed you and their partner. Okay, I'm just giving an example of like love. Okay, let's just say you are being pushed to manifest a breakup between your ex partner and their partner. That is not your higher self talking, guys. Okay, your higher self would never do that, right? Your higher self is unconditional love, right? Whether a person has hurt you or not, your higher self, when you're really connected to your higher self, you will not have these extremes of emotions such as despair or anger, revenge, or things like that. Okay, so please remember that when you feel that you are connecting with your higher self. Okay, now if you actually meditate, okay, if you meditate, you can actually see your higher self. Okay, at least that's happened with me. Okay, and you will not believe it, it's a beautiful sight because the higher self is a huge form of energy. All right, you would not recognize it, like if you look at, like I said, if you look at these mythological tales, of deities and gods and stuff, then you would understand what I mean. The higher self to the physical eye, to the 3D consciousness and 3D physical eye, is a huge form of energy. It's very powerful and it's big. Sometimes you might not even be able to recognize. Okay, and you might get even intimidated when you see your higher self or someone else's higher self. You can get a little intimidated, but that is your higher self because, like I said, that is your God self, and the God self is powerful. So if you really want to like connect with your higher self or have a dialogue with your higher self, do meditate. Like you can go into a guided meditation or something like that, or you could in fact, yeah, that's the only way I would say, guided meditation or just meditation with an intention to connect with your higher self is enough for you to have a dialogue with your higher self. If you guys are interested in that, you can go ahead. Okay, so let's go to our pick a card reading now. So I have placed three stones in the beginning. The first stone is the golden colored stone. The second one is a sparkly pyrite. Okay, it's a sparkly stone. All right. And the third one is the black obsidian. It's a black colored stone. Okay. Okay, guys, so let us go to our pick a card finally, which is what are the messages from your higher self to you? Let's start with pile one, which is the golden stone. Okay, so pile one, what are the messages from your higher self to you today? Let's see. Pile one with the golden stone. What does your higher self want to tell you today? So let's see. The first card is bravery, explore your inner wild places. Okay. Then we have four of air, which is four of swords, contemplation, life force, and breath, forest. Okay. I'm getting here that there is a need for you to, kind of have a ritual of, or rather like a schedule to connect with your higher self constantly. Okay, like everyday meditation or everyday walks in nature or maybe music based meditation, guided meditation. These are things that are going to help you connect with your higher self. All right, that's a very important message coming in. I am getting the sense of breath work here. Maybe you guys are like a little bit like high strung, prone to anxiety or something like that, and here is your higher self saying that you need quiet time every day for you to connect with your higher self adequately or properly. Okay, now the second message I'm getting here is that of, like, with this card here, bravery. I'm getting that some of you need to be a bit brave in terms of either connecting to your higher self or in dealing with the situation that you are going through right now. um, you need to be a bit brave to deal with that situation, and the way you're going to deal with it is by connecting to your higher self. Okay, now I am getting that some of you, like, the main energy that I'm getting with this bravery and then this life force card here, it's almost like I'm getting that your higher self is kind of suppressed. you know Maybe because you guys don't meditate, maybe because you guys don't have still time, maybe there's too many people around you, maybe there is just too much confusion going on, or you just are not interested in meditation or something. I am getting that there is a need to have some sort of a schedule to connect with your higher self, some contemplation time. Okay, because I'm sensing that your higher self is literally like suppressed. With this life force card here, there is a volcano behind her, right? So I'm getting that, like, your higher self, the energies of your higher self are like, like they're building up and they're not having any sort of a release at this time. They are going to have a release when you are brave, when you stand by your truth, when you go out there and live your truth, right? So I am getting your higher self is encouraging you to be confident about your truth. All right. I'm also getting in this pile that it's possible you guys have some sort of an issue with balance. Okay, like for example, when your higher self, or when you tap into your higher self, okay, either you tap in so majorly, like so strongly, that you feel that there is no one else who's correct except you. Okay, and at other times I'm seeing that you are so underconfident about your messages, your own inner guidance, that you just ignore it. Okay, there is a need for balance here, right? This is number 11. Actually, in the tarot, this card also, number 11 card, is that of justice. For you guys, pile one, there is first of all a need to, so if you have been ignoring your higher self, there is a need for you guys to connect to your higher self by meditation, by prayer, by ritual, or just taking time out for introspection. Okay, and if you guys are connecting to your higher self off and on, and you're doing it very strongly, there is a need to temper down. There's a need to have some sort of balance. Okay, refer to my introduction for the higher self, the introduction of the higher self. There is something that you guys, this pile can get into something called spiritual ego. Okay, where you feel only you have the right guidance, no one else can guide you, and that you have got the only guidance, and that's the only right guidance, no one else's guidance is right. Okay, any extremes are wrong. pile one. Okay, please see the introduction, because I do sense some of you in this might be in this place where you have isolated yourself. Okay, you have isolated yourself because you feel you're connecting to your higher self, which you are definitely. But you have isolated yourself because you feel that the other people are wrong. That's not how it goes. Okay, everybody in life is a teacher. Everyone. I'm not saying to blindly follow people, but when you are feeling alone, when you're feeling isolated, when you need guidance, reach out to your companions, reach out to fellow people on the path. Okay, because if you isolate yourself, firstly, I'm seeing that no one is going to be around you. You will not have connections, and connections are so vital for the human being, right? You'll not have connections, and secondly, you're going to start feeling lonely and confused, because how long can we, you know, keep taking guidance alone? We need help. A human being is a social animal. If you were to isolate yourself and only depend on your own intuition, your own guidance, then you are going to be quite unhappy. Okay, your higher self wants you to know this. Your higher self wants you to inculcate relationships. All right, that's one side of it. The second side of it is, if you guys are being bossed over by someone, or you're feeling underconfident about something, about your skills, about your truth, then there is a need for you to connect more to your higher self, so that you can find the confidence to take certain decisions, to lead your life in a happy way. Okay, it's a major energy that I'm getting. For the people who are not connecting with their higher self frequently, I'm getting that you guys, your higher self is like building up. There's going to be some sort of like a some sort of a I don't want to say tower moment. Okay, but there's going to be some sort of a shocking realization, because your higher self is going to burst out. Look at that volcano. It's almost like, your higher self is dying to, come out and tell you things. Okay, so for the people who are not focusing on their inner guidance, who are not doing meditation, there is a very strong message from your higher self to please take time out for meditation. Okay, as well as breath work. Now, with this forest card, I'm also getting that, maybe walks in nature, taking time out for yourself, is going to make you connect to your higher self more. Okay. Um, I'm also getting with this bravery card here, I'm getting that. Some of you might be scared of connecting to your higher self. Some of you might be scared of your spiritual powers. Okay, maybe you see things, maybe you understand things, and then you're like, oh my gosh, like, where am I getting all this from? Okay, so some of you need to be brave, to listen to that guidance that your higher self is telling you. Okay, maybe your higher self is telling you to take a certain path. Maybe your higher self is telling you to speak your truth when you're not used to speaking your truth. Okay, your higher self is saying that, you need to be brave. You need to follow your guidance. Okay, there is a need in this pile to be brave about your inner guidance. Okay, now I'm also getting here that with this life force card, I'm getting that, I feel that you guys are facing some sort of a karmic issue. Okay. Some sort of karmic problems are coming up, and you are perhaps in a place where you're a little low, isolated, and you don't have people around you to advise you. Maybe you've voluntarily retired. Okay. I don't know. Or maybe you've voluntarily isolated yourself. There is like a message over here that there is some karmic stuff going on, and you will emerge out of it. Okay, look at this person going yippee. You will emerge out of it. This tough situation, you'll emerge out of it. You just need to be brave at this time. Okay, brave enough to live your truth, to to keep going, basically. Okay, I'm definitely getting that you need some rest time, some me time, some contemplation. Okay, but you are going to come out of this situation, whatever you're facing. If you're in a tough situation, pile one. Okay, Now I'm also getting that in this four of air you are getting messages, okay, from your higher self, a lot of messages, but perhaps you are not like brave enough to understand them, okay, or you're not brave enough to accept them or go through with them, okay. I'm also getting that maybe you need, when you are in a more peaceful state of mind, you'll be better able to absorb these messages, okay. Now, I do sense that pile number one, there are two sections of you. Okay, one is people who do not meditate at all, and like they are not getting any guidance, and even if they get guidance, they are like, am I even thinking right? What am I thinking? And the other side of you are so much connected to your higher self that like you have isolated yourself, like you are not at all even um you're just living by yourself as well as your higher self which is like a very lonely journey, okay. So there is a need for balance here, definitely. It's a brave thing to do, to follow your higher self, but I'm getting over here that there is a need for you guys to balance your life, to have other people around you. Like, look at this, you see so many creatures around, right? So I'm getting that for some of you, you might be very comfortable just being by yourself and listening to your higher self, okay. But your real test is when you can deal with connections, when you can deal with people, okay. It's like, for some of you, I feel you're a little bit of an escapist okay. Maybe it's like, you can't stand up against other people, okay. And so that's why you keep isolating yourself, okay. You can't speak your truth, you're a little scared, you're underconfident, and you can't speak your truth, and that is the reason why you isolate yourself, all right. But there is a need to be brave and go out there and live your truth and still be amongst people. Like, I'm seeing such a stark contrast here with and breath, forest, and four of air, contemplation, and then life force and bravery. It's like you guys would rather be in your room okay, and not have to deal with the various opinions of the external world. Actually, the real test for you would be when you go out there and then live your truth, all right. Your higher self really wants you to know that, all right. The real test is when you go out there, be brave, and live your truth. Because living alone is not, it's very easy, right? Like, you can keep believing what you want, and you're not putting yourself out there, right? There is a big need to put yourself out there, connect with people, get along with people, be compatible with people, okay. And also to have a schedule. If you don't have a schedule to connect with your higher self through meditation or something, then you need to have a schedule, okay. So, pile number one, the message is very clear. For some of you, you need to start off a ritual, okay, to connect with your higher self. And for the others of you, you need to be brave enough, okay, to go out there in the world and live your truth, okay. There is a sense, there's a need here for balance between quiet time and balance between putting yourself out there and mingling with people. There is a big sense here, I'm getting of, like, there is a need for you to mingle with people, guys. I think you're a bit scared or something of people, or like you just don't like to meet too many people because it's easier that way. There's definitely a sense of you need companions that will let you explore more facets within yourself. Like, for example, how do you know what is wrong with you, okay, or how do you know what is right with you if someone doesn't tell you that? Like, if you are with yourself, how will you know whether you're right or wrong? You need a reflection, you need someone to give you feedback, right? There's a big need here to get out there, okay. For others of you, I'm definitely getting that, for some of you, I'm getting that you are getting messages in peace and quiet. For others of you, I'm getting that you're suppressing your guidance, okay. If you're suppressing your guidance, it's time for you to take yourself away and then connect to your higher self, okay. And for others of you, definitely, I'm also getting a sense of spiritual egotism to some extent. You might not realize that you are doing that, obviously, but just thinking that you are the only one who knows the right way to handle your life, or anybody else's life for that matter, is kind of making your higher self, um, it's kind of isolating your human self. Okay. It's like you're getting into a bit of arrogance here. Okay, if that is the way you're doing. Okay, you're getting into arrogance, and soon, because of this arrogance, you will find yourself isolated, without friends, without any people to support you, which is which is not at all what your higher self wants, which is why it's coming out as a very serious message here, pile one. Okay. And of course, be brave. All right, if you're facing a situation, and I'm definitely seeing that if it's a tough situation, it will end soon, maybe in the next 2 to 5 months. Okay, 2 to 5 months, a tough situation, karmic situation is ending. All right. However, your higher self wants you, I mean, at this time, to deal with any tough situations. It wants you, first of all, to have a regular practice, and secondly, I'm getting to have companions around you who will help you out. Okay, who will help you be brave, so that you can channelize your energy. However, there is a message here, there's a very nurturing message here about your higher self always being there with you. Okay, you, if you are, like young in age, or if you are just starting off on your spiritual path or something like that, or you're just starting off on something new, there is a sense here that your higher self wants you to know that they are always with you, they will always steer you on the right path. Okay. So do not worry about it, do not stress. I'm also getting too much of stress is there for you guys. Okay, too much overthinking and stress, and you just need to, for some of you, you just need to just take yourself away from all this stress, and connect with your higher self, who will give you a lot of confidence to keep going. Okay. But mainly, I'm getting that, primarily, I'm getting the message from your higher self is to balance yourself out. Okay, if you don't have a routine, have a routine. Do not get isolate yourself from others. Okay. And do not feel scared or underconfident of any situation that is tough in your life. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for you guys. Pile number one. Pile two with the pyrite. So, what does your higher self want to tell you? Pyrite group, awareness, look beyond what you see. Mother of fire, that's Queen of Wands. Medicine man, which is the magician. And vigilance, stone people. Okay, so we have vigilance and awareness here. Hmm. Pile one, let's start with the medicine man, which is the magician card. Okay. Your higher self wants to tell you that you are accessing them quite well. Okay. Because the magician card is that of a channel. Okay. A channel, as above, so below. Okay. The magician is someone who is like, someone who is getting divine information from above to below into their 3D body. Okay. um, if you refer to my intro, you will know what I mean, because I have talked about the integration within your higher self, right? You guys are quite integrated with your higher self. Pile number two. Okay, your higher self wants you to know that. They also want you to know that you are co-creating with them. Okay, there is some sort of a wish or a goal that you have, and that which you want to achieve. Okay, and your higher self wants you to know that you are co-creating with them, and that you are manifesting this goal, whatever it is. Okay, so you guys are quite tuned into your higher self. I'm pretty sure that you've had a lot of spiritual upgrades. You can refer to the intro about spiritual upgrades. And you are now quite comfortably in tune, or communicating with your higher self. For some of you, you are, to a large extent, you are operating as the higher self, I would say. Okay, because this is what I'm getting. All right. Yeah, I am seeing that. I feel you have regular messages from your higher self that give you guidance, that give you direction in life. Okay. So this is something really good. Okay. Now, I am getting as a message here that with this awareness, look beyond what you see. Your higher self wants to tell you that at this time, there are two messages I'm getting. The first message I'm getting here is that they want you to look at situations like your current situation. uh, they want you to see beyond your current situations. Okay, so let's say, for example, you are facing a tough time, or things are not moving, and you're kind of despairing that will they ever move. Okay, because you want to manifest something. Your higher self wants you to know that you need to look beyond appearances. Okay, just because it's not happening in the 3D doesn't mean it's not going to ever happen. Okay, there is a lot going on behind the scenes. All right, look beyond your illusions, look beyond what you see. Okay, be aware. I am seeing a sort of spiral in this person's third eye area. Okay, so I'm sensing you guys have an active third eye. You probably have visions, you probably have access to higher dimensions and higher guidance. Okay, so spirit is your higher self is actually telling you to be aware of that inner guidance. Okay, of what is happening behind the scenes. There's a lot of information your higher self is trying to get through to you in terms of what is happening behind the scenes in your case, in your situation. Okay, now the second message that I'm getting here is that you need to be a bit vigilant and aware about the people around you. Okay, I'm getting with stone people and vigilance and then awareness. I'm getting, maybe you guys are involved in some sort of a group or a project or a joint venture, or you're planning something like that. I don't know, but it's something you're very passionate about, it's something you want to do, and it might involve people. Okay, so what I'm really getting here is that your higher self wants you to first of all be aware of the true motives of people. Okay, don't just go for what is being shown to you or told to you. Okay, so be careful, be discerning about the people you connect with. Okay, the second message that I'm getting here is that you are going to come across certain people who will aid you in your path. So be aware and be alert about that. Okay, this is a time for you to be very alert and aware about the downloads or the messages that your higher self is giving to you. Okay, this is coming up as a very strong message because there is something you are manifesting, something you are creating. Okay, that is of extreme importance. Okay, and this time your higher self wants you to be very very um, alert and aware about the guidance it's giving you, as well as the people around you. Okay, basically being discerning about who can help you and who cannot. Okay, reading behind the lines, I mean behind the scenes kind of. I do feel you have an ability to see straight through to people and their motives. Okay, and I feel that in your impatience or in your hurry, you might miss out on the true motives or intentions of people. Okay, so your higher self wants you to be very alert and aware at this time. All right, now another message I'm getting here is that very soon you are going to be getting some sort of information or message, either from a some person. Okay, like there's this queen of wands, so it could be a feminine figure. Either you're going to get information from this person or about this person. Okay, Or it could be that there will be some messengers who are going to give you some important information that is going to help you in this manifestation, this project, this creative endeavor, whatever it is. Okay, so be aware and on the lookout for messages. Be vigilant, because I do see messengers around you in the 3D. Okay, this is not just like, this is not just messages from your higher self coming through. This is also messengers that your higher self is sending you in the 3D world. Okay, so that you can move on your path. All right, unencumbered. All right. Now, with the Mother of Fire card here, which is Queen of Wands, okay, this could also be like a certain feminine figure in your life, okay. This could be like a sister, a mother, a friend, whoever, okay. Or it could even be a wife, a girlfriend, or someone you want to be with, okay. That's another scenario. There is something about a significant feminine figure. Perhaps you are manifesting this person in your life. Perhaps you want to connect with this person. Perhaps I don't know, there is something about you and this feminine figure. I don't know, you know best what it is, okay. But I am seeing a significant feminine figure in your life whom you will be getting messages about or from. Okay. There is some sort of a path or a way that spirit is carving out, that your higher self is carving out, so that you can reach this person, or so that you can um, connect with this person. Okay, I am sensing that this person also is expecting something from you. All right, so something about like the time being ripe. At this time you are going to be shown some path, some way. You're going to be given some information either by people or by your higher self, or both, to go towards this person. Okay, or to create something that you are thinking of creating, like a business or whatever it is. Okay, however, this this person, this mother of fire, this queen of wands person, she is significant here. I'm not sure who she is, obviously you know best. Okay, but this person is significant in this venture that you have, okay, whatever this is. And this person might be someone who's going to get you to see beyond what you currently see. Okay, maybe this is a person who's like a guide or a mentor or something like that. It could even be that, a teacher. And this person seems to be someone who is like in your energetic field. They're just coming in so that you can move ahead with your plan. Okay, I am also getting that there are other people involved in this thing. Like in this pile, there is a energy of other people's involvement as well. Okay. Mm, so I am getting that maybe in the future what's happening is that maybe you're going to connect with someone significant who are in turn going to make you aware about how to go about this plan. Okay, maybe this person is psychic or intuitive or something. Or maybe they have the same, maybe they have some sort of a passion about your idea. Okay, but there is something about this person being significant in your life in the future. Okay, now I am also getting that on the way, as you travel this path, whatever it is that you're looking at or wanting to manifest, as you travel this path, you are going to come across certain significant people who are going to help you on your journey towards your goal. Okay, these people, I think you might not be able to tell immediately, like whether they'll be able to help you or not. But staying aware and alert is going to help you in identifying the right people for to help you. Okay, and one of them is obviously this mother of fire person, this feminine energy. Okay, either this feminine energy is already with you, okay, they are guiding you in some way. Okay, or this is someone coming in, okay, to guide you on the right path. I'm getting, yeah, there is that sense. All right. However, you, pile number two, seem to be quite, you seem to be getting quite clear messages from your higher self. Okay. And, you are told to not despair if things are stagnant, to look beyond, just 3D reality, and to understand that there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes which will come into, into your 3D reality very soon. The numbers I'm getting here are 1 and 3. Okay, so maybe between 1 to 3 days, weeks, or months, things are going to start moving. I am actually seeing like a path. Okay, a path is going to be carved out for you to achieve whatever it is that you are wanting to achieve, and maybe this feminine figure is going to be significant in that. However, pile one, your higher self does want you to know, or rather wants to thank you, okay, for listening to them. Because not all the time are we open enough to listen to our higher self's guidance. Okay, and your higher self really wants to thank you, that you have listened. Okay, that you have been vigilant, that you have been aware about the downloads that they have been giving you, about the guidance, the directions they have been giving you. In fact, your higher self does want to tell you that you are walking the right track, the right path, if you are confused. Okay. um Now, with this vigilance stone people, I don't know why I'm getting like there is some sort of a big group, a significant group of people who are going to be helpful to you on your path. You need to be vigilant. Like, these people are not found so easily, I'm getting. Okay, you need to look behind the scenes, you need to look beyond what you see. These people are kind of hidden. Okay, I don't know, it's a strange message. Okay, these people might probably be having powers or something, higher powers, spiritual powers, or even like power in the 3D. Okay, but they might be like camouflaged. Okay, your higher self is going to lead you to these people. Okay, so that you can move forward in the on your path, because these people will be of help. There is some community here. Okay, I don't know why I'm getting some community vibe here. Okay, these are the people who will be instrumental in your journey towards getting to your goal, towards whatever you are manifesting. I have a sense that if you guys are meditating, you might be getting telepathic pings from these people to travel to these people, something like that. I don't know what this is. Anyways, that's just between you and your higher self. I'm just a medium. Okay, so yeah, there is something about people to look out for, certain significant people who will help you out. Okay, but to recap, I would say, pile number two, that you guys are incredibly tuned in to your higher self, and your higher self actually um, is is kind of is pushing you, like, I'm getting that your higher self is pushing you on a certain path. Okay, in a certain direction, where, I mean, they're not revealing too much to me. Okay, but I am getting the sense that this path that your higher self is carving out for you, okay, is a very divinely guided path. Okay, you are going to have some sort of a companion on this path, pile one, but basically you do have some sort of a unique destiny or something like that. Okay, there's something here that you guys know best, but listen to your higher self, keep listening to your higher self, and when in despair, know that there are a lot of things happening behind the scenes, which I am sure you can tune into if you want to. Okay, and also be alert and aware for the wrong kinds of people, the people with wrong motives. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this is pretty much what I'm getting for you, pile number two. Okay, so pile number three is the black obsidian. What does your higher self want to tell you, pile three? Oh wow, we start with happiness, joy of life. Wow. Then we have full moon completion. Oh, six of pentacles, six of earth breakthrough. and seven of fire, endurance, which is seven of wands. Okay. Hmm. So pile number three, the first thing that I'm getting here is that maybe you guys have been traveling quite a tough path till now. Okay, like I'm getting that maybe this has been a long winding path. Maybe there has been a lot of waiting, patience, endurance needed, fighting for what you believe in. I am seeing others as well maybe on this path with you, but it has been like an upward journey, is what I'm getting from spirit, from your higher self. And this could be a journey that has been going on for a while. I mean, for some of you, obviously apply the stages as it fits. Maybe some of you have just embarked on this journey, and some of you are in the middle of it, and some of you are almost at the end of it. Okay, so my scenarios are these three. Okay, either you've started on a pretty radically different journey, or something that is kind of tough, like it's out of the ordinary. Okay, and your higher self is actually, for the people who are already walking it for some time, okay, for quite some time, I would say 7 months, 7 years, whatever. If you have been walking this journey for that much of time, you are coming into completion. Obviously, the ones who are in the middle and the ones who have just started, there is still some time, but this is the way it's going to follow. Okay, the result is going to be like this. So anyways, very soon, for the people who have been walking this track, very soon there is a completion of a cycle coming. The completion of this tough journey is coming. Okay, your higher self specifically wants you to know this, and this is a very beautiful message and a very beautiful energies. Pile number three. Okay, your tough times are coming to an end. Okay, obviously, for different scenarios it will be different timings, but very soon the completion of a tough cycle is coming. All right, and the way that's going to happen is through some sort of a breakthrough that you are getting. Okay, now this is big. Okay, this is big stuff. I'm getting that this is big stuff, whatever this breakthrough is, because I'm seeing like such a big sunflower here and such a big moon here. Okay, they're like larger than life literally. So your higher self wants to first of all congratulate you for like going on this tough task. They really want you to they really want to pat your back. I'm sensing because you've stuck with your truth. All right, and now there is rewards coming. There's completion of a tough journey. Okay, maybe by the coming full moon your journey would have fully ended, your tough journey. Okay, and maybe it is going to end via a breakthrough coming into your life. Okay, or this breakthrough could happen just a little bit after the completion of this tough cycle. Okay, but I am getting the sense that this tough journey is going to come to a completion once there is a big breakthrough which is coming up in your life. Okay, the numbers I'm seeing here are 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so this could happen in 5 to 7 days, weeks, or months. All right, this is a specific message, and I'm seeing that this breakthrough is something really big. I mean, obviously depending on your path, let's say you are wanting financial stability, there is a huge sum of money or a very good job coming in, okay, which pays you very well. If this is something like a love situation, then there is a big offer coming in, like a very shiny bright offer coming in, like a proposal maybe or something. Okay, it's bigger than you can imagine. That's what I'm hearing your higher self say. This breakthrough is bigger than you can imagine, and you have wanted this breakthrough, you have fought for this breakthrough, you have persevered for this breakthrough for quite some time. I feel pile 3. Okay, and this breakthrough is coming. This is a gift from the divine, a gift from your higher self. Look at this person. She's kind of like, like I'm the king of the world, that sort of a thing. Like, she has her hands, all, she has her hands apart, and then she's like, feeling as though she's on top of the world. This is kind of reminding me of the Six of Wands in the tarot. some sort of a victory, some sort of an achievement. This is something that the divine or your higher self is bringing to you, a big breakthrough, a big break. Okay, maybe this could be something in your career. Okay, maybe this could be um it's just depending on what your path is, what you have been um fighting for, what you have been wishing for. Okay, there is a big breakthrough coming. Okay, and you are going to be very happy. There is happiness coming for you. Your higher self wants you to know this, pile 3. There is happiness coming for you. Okay, there's joy coming for you. There is also another message with this card that I'm getting, that your higher self wants you to be a little bit in light energies. Okay, perhaps you guys have been going, like fighting for so long. Okay, you have been persevering for so long that you feel as though it's never going to come, but you still won't give up. And so this kind of brings you in a bit of a dull energy, like a bit of a despairing energy. Your higher self wants you to be in this happy energy, like, maybe do things that make you happy, little things, like maybe listening to music, or dressing up well, or buying something for yourself, or talking to your friends, playing with an animal. They want you to be in light energies, because this is how you will receive this beautiful vibration into your life. You need to correct your vibration. You know like what I'm getting here from your higher self is that you've been in the vibration of perseverance. Now you need to come out of that tough vibration and into the vibration of lightness, because that is how you're going to attract this breakthrough. This breakthrough is going to happen. Okay, there is no doubt about that. But to receive this breakthrough properly, adequately, to enjoy it, okay, you need to be in these light energies. Stop being so serious, pile number 3. Okay, you are at an end of a very tough cycle. I am getting that. Okay, but the sun is going to shine. I'm seeing so much abundance here. Actually, there's abundance coming for a lot of you, like in whichever area. Okay, it could be in love, it could be in career, it could be in finances. Whichever area it is that you're aspiring for, there is a lot of abundance coming your way. I mean, this is like this message doesn't get better than this. Okay, I'm actually seeing a reward, a gift, a complete, like a complete reset of your life is coming. Okay, like what you have known till now, you will not know in the future. There's going to be so many blessings, and I am getting like there will be like multiple blessings here. Okay, it's just not in just one area, it's going to be in all areas, perhaps. Okay, career, finances, health, love, family, friendships. There's going to be a lot of abundance coming in for you guys, pile number 3. Okay, your higher self wants you to know that. Okay, now the other thing I'm getting here is with this full moon and the 6 of earth breakthrough. If you can look at it, this moon is bigger than the tree, and this flower is bigger than the girl. Okay, I am getting a message here that your higher self wants to let you know that whatever journey you have undertaken has upgraded you spiritually to kind of allow your higher self to kind of overtake you sometimes. Okay, like shadow you sometimes. Okay, don't be, please don't be scared. That's your own higher self. Okay, refer to my intro on higher self, okay, to understand more of this concept. But your higher self is coming through to say that they have been literally operating through you. Like a lot of decisions that you take, a lot of the strength that you have gotten in your journey has been primarily because you are so well connected to your higher self. Okay, I am literally seeing like you are a what do they call that, you are like a representative, okay, of the divine on this planet. Okay, for some of you. Okay, not for all of you, for some of you. All right, for others of you, I'm getting like if you guys are going through a tough cycle, just embarked on a tough cycle, do not rush to completion already. Do not think of your goal already. This is going to be a step by step process. This is definitely going to test your endurance. Okay, so don't think that everything is going to come to you all wrapped up ASAP. Okay, there is something about tests of faith here. Okay, so they are saying not to take it lightly, whatever journey. If you guys have just embarked on a certain journey or a path, not to take it very lightly. Okay, it's not, it's a tough journey. It needs you to learn, it needs you to integrate with your higher self. Only then completion is going to happen. Okay, so do not expect quick results. Okay, that's another message I'm getting for the people who have just started. Okay, for the people who have embarked on this journey a while back, and they're in the middle or at the end of it, there's some very happy times coming. Your higher self is actually operating through you, pile number 3, which is a very big thing. Honestly speaking, I am seeing like, yeah, I'm seeing you like a channel to your higher self. A lot of times this might happen, like sometimes you're going to be in your 3D self, but sometimes your consciousness might just elevate so high, okay, that you start seeing certain things from a higher vantage point. Okay, because that is your higher self kind of merging with you. So I do feel that to a large extent, I do sense that your higher self has is operating through you. However, I do feel that to integrate more with your higher self, you need to be in lighter energies. Pile 3. Okay, I do sense that there is a bit of a serious energy here. Okay, I'm also getting that your intuition is very strong, pile number 3. Okay, you guys just know. Okay, you're like full of ideas, full of intuition. Okay, full of spark. All right, and all of this is because you are tapping into your higher self. Okay, so your higher self is seem honestly speaking, your higher self seems to be very happy with you. Pile 3, like honestly, this is the energy I'm getting. She just wants to shower you, she or he, whoever wants to shower you with all these blessings because you've worked so hard. Oh my gosh, I'm also getting with this 6 of earth that maybe some of you have even helped people along the way. People have helped you, yes, but you have also helped people and you are continuing to do it. I am seeing that with this woman kind of showering flowers, and this so many flowers with this one. There seems to be an element of you guys being very magnanimous, like kind of giving of yourself in whatever form. It doesn't have to be just money. Okay, it could be that you guys are basically exerting your energies to help others in some way. Okay, and this is another thing that your higher self is very happy about. Okay, so to complete you. Okay, so it's like, I believe that we cannot keep giving if we are empty. We can't give if we are empty. Okay, so this is the classic case I'm getting, where I think maybe because of this tough journey, maybe you guys had started to feel a little bit empty. Now your higher self is coming through to say that you are going to be filled so that you can give more. Okay, I do sense a cycle of you guys giving more or being in the public eye is starting off. Okay, so yeah, this is what I'm getting primarily for you guys, pile 3. Your higher self is very happy with you, okay, by the way. And for the ones who have just started on this journey, or there's still time for your blessings to come, do not give up. Okay, do not jump to conclusions, do not give up. All right, so this is pretty much what I'm getting. So I hope this helped today. Okay, let me know, guys. Bye bye.